Okay, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Melanie Flores, and I'm a wrestler for the Moses Lake Chiefs.
And what weight do you think you might wrestle this year?
Most likely I'll be going at 100 pounds.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're going to stay at that weight?
Yeah.
What would you say is the key to, is the wrestling at 100? Is it still speed, or is it strength, or what?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think that training to fill in all aspects is really important. And being speed, having strength, conditioning, everything. I think you need all aspects for that.
Now, how many years have you wrestled for Moses Lake?
This will be my 4th year.
Okay. Has there been a lot of changes in your style and the way you wrestle since freshman to now?
I think there has been a difference, but I feel like every year, you do have to adjust everything that you do in order to be a better wrestler than you were before.
Sure. How would you describe women's wrestling in the area with Othello, Ward, and Royal?
I think it's great. The surrounding programs, but like Othello, they have the big teams, they have good tradition. I think it's a really good thing that hopefully we will be part of that soon as well.
Does it seem like women's wrestling is kind of picking up a little bit? There's been some kids go to Oklahoma State.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a girl at the Olympic Training Center now that you've seen.
Yeah.
Is that kind of cool?
Yeah,
Knowing they come from here?
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think that inspires more girls from around this area to do wrestling, and it encourages them.
Do you think that encourages little girls?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
You
definitely see more little
kind of
girls.
come
Yeah.
up. I kind of want to be like.
Yeah, and then I see them in club and everything like that. Yeah.
What do you see as the biggest challenge this year? It's 4 years. You kind of want to go out with a bang. What are some of your biggest challenges?
My biggest challenges probably just be staying with a strong mindset all throughout the season. I know, it's pretty long, but I feel like all the wrestling and training I've done over the summer has definitely helped me.
How does something like this fundraiser, does this coach send you, to different camps, or do you go to different camps, or how does your summer work? Are you
Personally,
on your own?
I've been doing mostly everything on my own. I reached out to the Othello team, and I've been heading out and I've been traveling to them. I've gone to several different tournaments, and then personally I've been training with my personal trainer, Zach, at the Hot Complex. And then, yeah.
How is that kind of weird? Tell me about women's tradition at Moses Lake. The guys, they've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
You're kind of one of the front runners with women's wrestling at Moses Lake. Yeah. Tell me what that means and what you hope you might leave in terms of an accomplishment and sparking girls to come up.
I hope that we grow a bigger program. I hopefully in a few years we'll start growing into that same rich tradition as the boys do, and then having the wall and the names and everything, because I think having a wall with the girls' names on it will inspire more girls to want to reach that state level competition.
Sure. Kind of last question. Big Bend is, going to have men's and women's wrestling. Do you see that as a benefit not only for girls and women in the area, but guys? Not everybody's going to Fresno State like Hunter. But what do you think about Big Bend?
I think that's
wrestling?
awesome. I think it gives a lot of opportunity for the kids who want to wrestle to keep wrestling and get an education at the same time. Yeah.
Is staying close matter? Could you go off to Georgia to go to school? Or would you rather?
Personally, I think yes. I want to go out to a different state and explore what's out there and be part of a different program that's not so close to home. But I think it's nice that we do have a program so close to home, though.
It is helpful, because maybe there's a girl from Royal, or maybe there's a girl from, Othello or Warden that doesn't really want to go far away. Does that help?
Yeah, I think that helps a lot, yeah.
And how do you think, Big Bend will do, in this first year? I haven't heard how they're going to be. Their coaches out here.
Yeah,
so.
I think they'll do great. I know that every first year is a little shaky for all teams, even for the girls team here at the Lady Chiefs, but I think they'll do awesome, yeah.
What are your goals for this year? Last question.
My goal is this year to be a state champion.
Top podium?
Yeah.
At the shelf?
Yeah.
At the big dog kid?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with your name and weight.
Jonathan Tanguma, 113.
Okay, how long you been wrestling?
Since I was 3.
Okay. Is there a club you wrestle with?
Yeah, Moses Lake Wrestling Club, and then the high school.
What's it kind of like when you're watching, you know, either Coach Herald or, you know, the Garzas or the Zamoras coming through and all those guys? You know, what does it mean to wrestle for Moses Lake?
Oh, it's really exciting. It's like a family. You're treated like family. You're all brothers or sisters, and then they're there to support you and stuff.
Did you kind of wrestle growing up with the idea that one day I'm going to be a chief?
Yeah.
And now you are.
Yeah.
So what is it? It's on you to support the tradition, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. You kind of feel the pressure, but it's a good kind of pressure. You need that to
Sure.
have the confidence.
And
to wrestle.
stuff like this helps you go to camps. What are the camps like?
A lot of it is technique. We focus that a lot, and then get us in shape for the season. So got to make sure we're in shape.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Go get Melanie. Name?
Hello, my name's Cruz Vasquez. I might be around 145 this year. That's hopefully the weight I'm going to be at.
You know, Moses Lake tradition means something. You know, when you see Pete and Joey Zamora out here, what does that mean?
The tradition's a big thing. I came here in the 5th grade, and from right when I got here, it was like we got tradition here. They got guys that you bring in that have already wrestled here, and it's just great resources and people to learn from and people to teach you from. It's just that tradition, you know. It's a lot of stuff to learn from, man.
Hey, can you pull Petey aside and say, hey, how did you do it? And Joey or you know, even Coach or Ariel or anybody?
Yeah, you can't always do that like at other places, and over here you can pull someone aside and state tournament, state champ, 2-timer, you know, things like that.
Right. When you walk into the room and you see the wall, what kind of goes through your head when you look at that and say, my name is going to be up there one day, maybe?
Yeah, I want to be up there. I want to be 3 times right there
Yeah.
on the first.
Does that wall mean something?
It means all those people right there, they've gone down the same road that you're trying to go down right now, and they've done something with it, and you know you can do it.
Right. Okay, when you go to camps in the summertime, I mean, tell me about working with Kevin Roberts. What was that like?
Oh, Kevin Ross was cool. He's a cool guy. You learn a lot of technique in there, a lot of moving your guy in those camps. They just benefit you with.
He helped you
moving
with
stuff.
your hand fighting?
Right here, up close, ties. Yeah.
You know, and knowing that a guy that, you know, used to wrestle at Oregon, used to coach at Oregon State, coming to your house to be a part of your program, what does that mean?
It means that Moses Lake's on the map. Even when he was here, he was telling us stories about how his first camp was in Moses Lake. And, you know, that just shows you how big guys like that, Moses Lake's up there. And that tradition's there, and we're here, all these guys are here to keep it going.
Right on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Hunter White, and I'll probably wrestle at 26 this year.
Tell me about the lineup. You know, last year you kind of had Hunter Cruz right in the middle. You had, you know, Bo up top a little bit. I thought the lower weights really kind of came through. They're usually younger guys, aren't they?
Yeah, this year we're gonna have a bunch of lower weights, like depth-wise. We'll have a good JV for lower weights. We'll have good varsity. Our middle weights this year are still good because like the lower weights just went up a little bit. So, our heavyweights are still good. You know, we're still doing good.
Sure. I mean, you know, you don't see like Chris Mello from Othello. You don't see a lot of seniors wrestling up.
No, last year you had you had Mello, Bennett. You know,
but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you didn't
mostly
really
it's
have
freshmen because who else can make 105?
Yeah, you only had like a couple of seniors, like 2 or 3.
So what does it mean? I mean, you're kind of. You know, I mean, you've been wrestling for a while. Most guys your level have. But what's it mean to get to, you're now finally wearing maroon and gold? You're going out there. It's you know, it's you representing most.
It means a lot, actually. Like from the time you grow up, you dream of it. You know, you dream of getting the maroon and gold. You dream of winning the state title. You dream of having the teammates. You dream of being in that group. You know, being on the wall.
What does it mean when you walk into that? When you walk into that room?
It means.
I mean, there's no messing around.
Yeah, there's no messing around in that room, especially if Jaime's there.
Yeah.
You know, it's a workout. You're gonna work out there. You're gonna train hard. You're gonna go after it. You know, you're gonna get it done.
Right. When you look at that wall.
When I look at that wall, I see legends. I see people that will go down there in Moses Lake history you know, they're gonna be there.
Right. And so it's on you to kind of keep it moving forward.
Yeah, keep chasing 19. You know, go after it, trying to get another win.
Right on. Thanks, man.
Hi, I'm Maximus De Moura. I'm probably gonna go 132 this year.
Right on.
Girls,
32. You're moving up.
Yeah, I was
You stronger or
106.
fatter?
I'm a lot stronger. Yeah, I tore my meniscus after districts, and I've just been trying to, you know, come back from that. So
Right.
it's been a lot of upper body strength. I've done a little bit of leg strength. Now that I'm healed, I can start working on my legs again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been getting stronger this year. I've grown about probably 40 pounds. I'm weighing about 140 right now. So
Is that from doing what? Lifting?
yeah, it's from lifting, you know, and I've been growing a lot too. I've gotten a lot taller. And I was wrestling 106 for post.
Right.
That was crazy. So
How do you jump 3 weights like that?
I don't
Usually you
know.
see a guy go from 60 to heavyweight. Not well. I don't know. Maybe.
yeah. Well, you know, I was cutting massive weight. You know?
Right.
I was probably one of the biggest kids at 106.
Right.
Definitely, yeah. I know I was the tallest. I know I was cutting a big
Right.
deal of weights.
Now, what is the difference? Because everybody has to cut at some point, but you're not cutting 20 pounds. You know
Well-
what will be your approach this year?
Well, I know I'll be cutting about the same weight as I was last year, but since I'm bigger, I have more mass, you know, so it'll be a little easier to get down to that weight.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, obviously, you're not, you know, trying to cut to make the smallest weight on the chart. What
Yeah.
what are the challenges at wrestling up? You know, stronger, bigger, more experienced kids.
Yeah, usually it's little stronger kids, you know, and they just seem to get bigger. Like you're not used to it. You got to get used to those bigger kids, you know. So yeah,
Right,
but
right.
I kind of like wrestling the stronger guys.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah,
Can
they
you
seem-
stay on top the whole time? Is that the theory, or can you blow out from the bottom because you're faster?
Well, I know I'm faster, but then again, like they're not flexible. It's easier to turn them, you know.
Okay.
So
What? You? There's how many Zamoras on the board?
I don't know. I haven't counted, but I know there's 2 state champs and all the rest got second. So
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. Petey finally broke the Zamora jinx.
yeah,
But-
Petey broke the Zamora curse. They called it that.
What does that mean, one, for your family? You know, a lot of your families come through. Is that pressure? We talked about this before.
Yeah.
But is that pressure to be excellent? Is it do you have a chance to be Maximus and not Joey or, you know?
Yeah, I think so. But last year, my pressure, I had a lot of pressure last year. That especially because everybody was like expecting me to do big things, and I did do pretty good. But then I ended up getting hurt right after I won districts, which really sucked. And then I went to regionals, and I just couldn't perform at all.
Right.
But I think this year, since they don't have me ranked or anything, and I think I have a little less pressure, I think I can go out there and show them who I am. So
Does that help?
yeah, I
I
think
mean,
it helps.
you know, you got guys like Dan Gable that says I was ranked number 1 because I am number 1. There's that level of
Yeah.
almost arrogance, and then there's another level that says, you know, hey, I'm as good as anybody else.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. I mean, they didn't put me on the rankings. That I think I can take state this year.
Sure.
Yeah.
Tell me about your tri-state experience last year. Is that better or bigger than the state tournament, or
Well,
no?
usually, I mean, it's a pretty big tournament, you know, because you got schools from everywhere. You got 4A, 3A, 2A, 1A. You got all the schools there.
Montana, Oregon.
Yeah, Montana. It's just a huge tournament. It's a good experience, too. You get to wrestle some tough kids from other states. So I would say I was watching the state tournament, and all those guys that were in the top 5 were at Tri-State.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, Tri-State was pretty big tournament. I mean, I wrestled great at that tournament. Probably one of my best performances. I made it to the finals, but then I didn't wrestle very good in the finals.
Well, sometimes you get exposed a little bit, or you know, in a tournament like that, it's battle of the fittest.
Yeah,
You
it's-
know, I mean, and sometimes it's the guy that's in the best shape is the one that wins.
I think I was in the best shape though, because I know Jaime here in Moses Lake, we like to push ourselves
Sure
hard.
you do.
Yeah.
Is that what is important about this golf tournament? Is this is going to help you guys go to different summer stuff?
Yeah, that's a big thing. And then again, we're trying to get some new gear, trying to get Jaime to buy us some new
There you
gear,
go.
you know. So yeah, that, and yeah, it'll help our summer stuff. You know, usually we do our own thing. Like I go to a lot of the freestyle tournaments, but
Right.
this year I was hurt, so I
Right.
couldn't do that. But usually in the summer we there's no taking time off of wrestling. We're just go.
Right.
You know, we go to every summer tournament. We do freestyle, Greco, all that stuff. So.
How important is the summer? I mean, we were talking with Jaime, and that sometimes it's like, you know, if you're going to get beat wrestling up at some summer tournament,
Yeah.
and then carry that knowledge onto the school. How important is summer?
And
To
I
go
think
to
it's-
Fargo or Virginia or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I think it's like super important because you gotta like, if you're not training in the summer, you're gonna fall behind because nowadays, like I remember when I was little, not everybody did freestyle, but it was just a thing that was like, oh, those guys are good. They freestyle. And then once I started getting into it, like I started taking like wrestling serious, like probably when I was like 8 or 9, you know, and we started getting into it more. I started going to more tournaments, and that's when I started freestyle and Greco. And it just changed completely. I got way better on my feet because in freestyle, you know, you're always on your feet. It's just wrestling on your feet. So you get a lot better from that. It helps a lot. It like goes into your school wrestling. It helps a lot because now you're better on your feet. And then during the high school season, we work a lot pinning because we like to get our matches over,
Right,
you know.
right.
So it just helps
Does
perfectly.
Greco, even though, you know, Greco seems like a big guy kind of sport, does it help you on the smaller end of the, you know, wrestling?
Yeah, it teaches you like how to stay in position because in Greco, one mistake and you're in the air. Because you know, everybody, you have to stay in good position at all times in Greco. You don't necessarily have to be in a stance though, but because you can't touch their legs. But you just have to be in position, like not to get thrown. You always have to have like the inside. It teaches you really good. It's like all footwork. It's
Right.
So
No,
it,
I mean,
it helps
that's it.
a lot.
It kind of
Yeah.
shows you a little bit about leverage.
Yeah, that's a good thing too. Like it shows you like it's really good. People say that Greco's it's a sport for like the short, real stocky, strong guys.
Right.
But I've seen like people like the tall, skinny guys. They seem to win a lot because it's all leverage there,
Right.
you know. And if you get a tall, skinny guy with good hips, he can throw anybody. So yeah, I think Greco that helps a lot too. I think it helps more than freestyle.
Thanks, man. Thanks.